we're gonna go ahead and show you how you can make a USB a bootable device for macOS. What you want to do is you first want to get a USB stick that is recommended to be 8 gigs or above, and you can just plug it into your computer. And once you do that, just make sure you have nothing important on your USB that you don't, and make sure it can be wiped out or have information, doesn't matter as long as it's not important to you. What you need to do is go open up to your Safari or any other browser that you want to use, and you can really just type in Mac OS disk creator download, and there's gonna be a download link. You can use it from this Mac Daddy link. I'll keep this link in the description. You can just hit the download Mac OS app. And once you download that, there's also one other thing we need to download. So here it is. I have it right here. You can go ahead and just double click on that. It'll give this little information right here. It's gonna ask for security reasons, and you can go ahead and hit open. And if by chance it does not show this and it just says there's no open button, you can go into your system preferences. System preferences, hit security and privacy, and it should be right here, like in this area, and you just hit the open anyway button. Okay, so what you need to do next is select the volume that you want to erase, and make sure you choose the right one. Do not leave it as the default. Change it to the USB or whatever the name is of the bootable device that you want to make. Then hit choose macOS installer. So what you want to do here, I already have this, and I'll show you how to get it right now. So it's the install macOS. What you need to do, go into your browser and just type this link in. I'm gonna have this link in the description, so you don't need to worry about copying it. And just paste it from the link in the description, and yeah. So you open that link, and it's gonna direct you to the App Store for people who aren't above High Sierra. Above the regular Sierra. I'm on High Sierra right now, 10.13.6, so it won't let me download this. If I just type in Sierra over here in the App Store, it will not show up except the latest version. So what I need to do is go to the link, it'll bring me to the App Store, and then you hit the download button right here. I already have it downloaded, so what we need to do now is when you open up the app, when it's downloaded, you hit, like I said before, choose a macOS installer, and then you hit install macOS Sierra. You hit open, and once you have this, you just click create installer, and this is just a message telling you that it's going to erase everything that's on the USB. So like right now mine's empty. I don't really need anything that's on it right now. You can just go ahead and hit erase this, and it's going to ask you for the password. Make sure you have administrator rights or it will not allow you to do this. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in my password. Okay. Alright, so it's making this right now into a bootable device. So if your default hard drive shows up over here, don't worry about it. You can just read over here that the volume USB or whatever it may be in your case is going to be erased. So we don't need to worry about it. It's going to unmount the disk and mount it back on, and here it is. This is what it is. You can go ahead, and I'm gonna show you guys what to do next from here. So yeah, see you in a bit. So guys, once you have the USB ready, what you need to do is go ahead and open up your computer. Make sure your computer has been shut down. You can do it by holding down the power button in the top right corner. And also, if you're on Mac and you want to change it, what you can do is you can go ahead and hit the shutdown button by hitting the Apple logo in the top left and then hitting shutdown. Alright, so once you plug a USB in and the computer has been shut down, you can go ahead and hit the power button, but before you do that, make sure you hold the option button on the process of turning it on. So right as you hit the power button, hold the option button until the screen shows up. So you can hear that sound indicating that your computer has been turned on. You may even see a green screen. So in this case, the USB is not being read right now. You can just go ahead, if this happens to you, you can go ahead and just unplug the USB and just plug it right back in. There may be a light indicating it, But here's the USB right here, these 4 things. So as you can see, I have a partition. I've partitioned my USB to have multiple different types of macOS on my USB. So for that reason, that's why I'm getting 4 of them showing up. But for some of you people, you might be only seeing one of these yellow boxes right here, one of these things, so you don't really need to worry about it. So when you first turn on your computer, you may see this, you may see the regular one, but there also may be a yellow box, and the yellow box is the one that you want to select. So I'm gonna go ahead and install Sierra on this version. You can go ahead and hit enter or the up arrow button that's located right beneath. Okay guys, so when your computer turns on, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and open up disk utility. Do not hit the install macOS yet, and also I'm going to be showing you what you can do if you have a time machine backup. So what you want to do is hit disk utility, hit continue, and you may see 2 different types of disks. So one would be the USB, would be the USB, and the second type would be the internal SSD or hard drive that you have inside. You don't need to really worry about the bottom ones over here. So yeah, and also the SSD that we have here, what you need to do is go ahead and hit the erase button, and you can just name it Macintosh HD, as that is usually the default, and make sure it is on the macOS extended journal. And you have a newer computer, you may have another option named APFS, and that is also what Apple uses. But if you don't have that scenario, then you can use the regular macOS extended journal version. And also there's also an encrypted version that is located right beneath it. The encrypted version pretty much means that there's a lock on your hard drive or SSD as well, so that means people can't access it if they just plug it into a different computer. I'm gonna leave it on journal for now, and make sure this is on GUID partition map. Do not change it to master boot record or Apple partition map. Just leave it as GUID partition map and hit erase button. So as you can see, it's going to unmount the disk and put it right back on, and then you can go ahead and hit the done button or the enter button. And once that's done, you can go ahead and hit the X button. It'll bring you back to this page. And for people who are using a time machine backup, go ahead and open up the time machine backup, and what you want to do is just keep hitting continue. And from here, you need to go ahead and plug in your external hard drive or wherever your time machine backup has been located, in the airport server or any of those, and you just select it and just keep going, keep hitting continue until the installation happens. And for people who want to install it fresh, you hit the install macOS button, go ahead and hit the continue button, and this may take some time, and then another screen is going to pop up like this. You hit the continue button, and then there's going to be terms and conditions. You can go ahead and hit the agree button once you scroll through. And when you're selecting which disk to install it to, make sure you do not select it to any of these other partitions except the Macintosh HD or whatever you named it to. Go ahead and hit the install button once you've selected where you want to install it. Go ahead and hit continue. This is just going to ask you if you want to plug in your power source. I really recommend this if you're below 25%. They recommend if you're below 50%. And pretty much you should be plugged in either way. So I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. So if you're on an older computer and if you're at 50%, I really recommend plugging your computer in. So I'm going to go ahead and just plug in this computer just for the sake of it. Okay guys, so the computer is turned on. So the next step is there's going to be a little screen that pops up right here, just like this. You can select the country that you're in. You can hit show all if your countries are not located here. So the next step is, I'm in the United States, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the continue button, and you can change your keyboard layout depending on which country you're in. So like I said again, I'm in the US. You can just hit the show all button and it'll show up again. Connect your Wi-Fi network. I'm going to go ahead and put in my password. That's strange, it didn't work. So if it doesn't work out, just try to reconnect it and it'll work. So there is a way that you can skip it, and this is only used for Apple IDs and stuff, so you can go ahead and hit the skip button. Alright, and if you have a time machine backup, you can do that now as well if you forgot. From a Windows PC, you can do that as well. And also, I'm going to go ahead and hit don't transfer any information now. What that will do is literally just give you a brand new white version of macOS Clean. So this will be very, very similar to when you first got your computer. It's going to be the exact same. Then again, terms, conditions, go and hit the agree button. Agree. You can just put in user here, or depending on whatever name you want. If you click on account name, it will automatically choose the user, but you can change it. You don't need a password. I mean, you can put a password. I'm gonna go ahead and put a password, and you can put a hint. It's optional though. You don't need to. Every other field is required though. Full name and account name are required, and passwords are not. So it's going to create your account. You can even change your logo here if you want. You just hit the button right here, and then it'll pop up over the little button like this, and you change it. So it's going to have to select your time zone. If you're not connected to the Wi-Fi, it's not going to select it properly or automatically. So I'm in the New York one. I'm in the New York time zone, so you can go ahead and hit the continue button. You can select whatever you want here, it's up to you. Enable Siri, that's for the Siri and up. It's going to go ahead and hit the setup, and then 3 check marks are going to come up right here, 1, 2, and 3. And from here it's going to bring you straight to your desktop page, so you don't really need to worry about anything. This is like the end of it now. So the third one usually doesn't take that long, but it depends if you have Wi-Fi or not. If the Wi-Fi didn't work, it just could be that the OS boot was not properly done. So as you guys can see, we're in now. These 3 can be ejected. This is from what was on this USB, and now we're done. So you can go ahead and just eject all of them if you want, or just unplug it, up to you. And there we go, guys. So we're into macOS, and this is pretty much it. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that like button down below, subscribe, and yeah, share this video with other people who need it, and more videos coming up soon. See you guys in the next one.